My name is Kent Paul. For those of you that may not know, I think we all know each other. But I'm the owner here at Turbo Training Fitness Center, and Mike Nix, in case people don't know, a couple people might not know him. He's back there at the camera and head trainer, and he's the official nutrition coach here along with myself, and he's wonderful. Julie is back there also. If you guys don't know who Julie, there in the black dress, and she's more of a company administrative director, if we call that a great title, right? She's the one who really puts together all these materials, helps to help with all the emails and our promotions and our marketing materials, and she's a great friend, great partner, and just so you know, so if you're getting a lot of emails or a lot of things on Facebook and things, and if you see Julie, that's kind of what you see there. I'd like to go through a couple things here before we actually get started. If you see this on your chair here, guys, this is a fitness festival that actually Turbo is gathering a team that we all want to do this event as a Turbo team. We're gonna walk it. We're not gonna do the run, but I thought we kind of walk together as a united front for a good cause right here in the Tech Center, and just kind of be together as a kind of united force, and all wear the T-shirts and just kind of have a presence. How that'd be kind of a really neat thing to do for charity. So please contact Julie as we're putting this whole thing together. There's a money involved, of course, towards charity, not towards Turbo, but towards charity. We already kind of paid some of that ourselves, but if you have any questions about that, ask myself or Julie afterwards. But I'd love to have you. It's September 10th, so it's about a few Saturdays from now to do it together as for charity. I think if we have enough people, we're going to meet here first, and we're going to have coffee and bagels and things, and kind of have a little time, about a half hour, then go out together. So this is kind of a good thing to do. So that's why that's on your seat there. Also going down on this sheet before we get started, I'd love to have everyone here go ahead and like us on Facebook as the Turbo Training Fitness Center website. The Facebook page. If you can like this, kind of build a front there and get the message across. And we're posting phenomenal information, probably 2 to 5 messages per day of great fit tips, health tips, really trying to get information out there in all realms of health and fitness, mentally, physically, emotionally, and things like that. So I'd love to have you as a fan on that. You can go to One Turbo Train is the YouTube channel. We have about 45 videos up there right now that I'd love to have anybody go ahead and look at those on all areas of fitness, instruction, client testimonials, before and afters, training instructions, seminars, a lot of good information up there. You can click on the logo on the home page of the website, turbotrainingfitness.com, and look at all those things. And of course, you can go ahead and follow us on Twitter. There's a link there, and of course LinkedIn as well. So we're really trying to connect very strongly to our local community, and kind of have a strong presence and really get our message across, and love to have kind of a help us share that message, if you will. How many people were here last seminar? Okay, about half or so. Last seminar was the first one that we had here. This is something that we're going to do on a monthly basis. The last seminar was more of an informational, technical type of a talk and instruction, going over the technicalities and structures about the breakdown components, powers of proteins, dangers of sugar, how to maximize your metabolism through exercise and foods. And it's a great, more of a learning, educational type seminar. Tonight's a whole different scenario, a whole different tone. And I just want to prepare you a little bit, because I'm going to ask you all to go a little bit deeper with me tonight. I don't know if you expect that to come here, and it's not that I want it to be a dark, serious type of presentation or seminar, but a very empowering discovery, and go more further than just power of the mind. We really want to grab the essence of how do we obtain personal power, and what are all the components to get to that point, and how do we break through our own personal barriers that are really keeping us from our ultimate best. And I think we all have those things. So I really hope that everyone came here tonight with a purpose. I hope that you're all seekers, as I am a seeker, meaning that I'm always searching to take myself to the next level in all areas of my life. And I hope that you all are on that same page. And I'm going into that realm because to kind of set the tone as we kind of say, right here in kind of my syllabus, is I'd like us all to really identify for a few moments. And I'm actually going to ask us all just to kind of take a deep breath. And I'd like us all to actually go into a place of closing our eyes and just pause for a moment and try to identify what is it in your life that you are seeking? What is it that you're searching? What is it that you believe would bring you a place of happiness, a place of peace, a place of personal power? What is that place? What is the thing in your life? Is it a personal relationship? Is it a financial barrier? Is it a spiritual lacking in your life? Is it a pain that you have endured? Has somebody betrayed you? What is it that you believe that if you changed or you've obtained in your life would bring you a higher and deeper place of joy and happiness? Okay, open your eyes. Did you see something? Yeah? I hope you all obtain something in a few moments. It's better served if we go into a place about 10 or 15 minutes in that place. A lot of people just randomly go through life and they don't know what they're searching for. Say, what would make you happy? I don't know. What are you searching for? I don't know. Why don't you feel complete and whole and satisfied? Why aren't you content? I don't know. I think a majority of us as people all go through life and sometimes never reach the place of really even identifying what it is that we're even chasing. What is it that we're going after? And that's the place I want to kind of, if you all have a vision in your mind, I hope at least most of you had something that came to your mind. And as we go through this talk, I want to keep that in the back of your mind, because we're going to come back to that later. And we're going to see if we can tap into whatever that may be in your life that can bring you to the next level. I like to take the next step here, and I like to tell you a little bit about myself for a couple reasons. One, that I can credify myself, that I am credible to speak about this. That I did have quite an experience. I do have a journey. I do have a story. I do walk the walk because I've been in that place and I've overcome a lot. And I made a promise when I reached my darkest hour about 5 years ago that I would always share that place if I survived it, because I came very, very close to not surviving it. And that's why I'm here doing things like this. I'm not getting paid for this. There's no money here. There's no money exchange. I'm here just to share in hopes I can help another person overcome whatever it is that's holding them back, or maybe whatever pain that may be enduring in their life that they can want to overcome, or just reach a place of high level of happiness. Maybe you don't have a brokenness. Maybe you don't have a deep bondage. Maybe you just want to be happier, more content, and feel more passion. Maybe it is we're missing some passion. How do we obtain that level? So, for those of you that don't know about me, there was a time where I was on top of the mountain. For those of you who don't know, I am a former Mr. Colorado, and I was world ranked all the way until 2002. I gave my entire life to the competition levels of bodybuilding. I sacrificed everything about my life, and I gave my entire identity into the competitive, superficial, physical world. I started in the world of bodybuilding in 1991, so I spent 11 years of my life, 24/7, absolute committed and devoted to competition. I had great success. I was in a place of being very well known and a place in that subculture world at the time that I was on top of the top. I was the guy. I was recognized in most places that I went, VIP treatments, autographs, guest posings, guest appearances. I mean, all those things, magazines, TV, everything that you can imagine, I was there. I had that. And I thought that was it, I've arrived. Yet I found myself somehow never content. If I kept putting more and more into me, somehow, some way, I'd eventually feel happy and content. All the titles, all the girlfriends, all the money, all the whatever that a man searches came to me, and I still was not happy. I was not content. And there was a time that I actually broke down on my knees in 2003. And I had all the things. I had all those things I mentioned. And I felt this dark, overcoming feeling upon me that says, man, if I'm not happy now, I'm in trouble. Because I have it. I had what I was searching for. The thing that you closed your eyes on. That you said, if I just have this, I'll be happy. Or for me, I got the thing I thought it was going to be. And it was nothing but mirrors, shadows, lies. Because it was all came from a superficial filler. And it was a non-personal, spiritual place. I was identified by what you thought about me. If you thought that I was the guy, then I lived for that. And as soon as I stepped off of that stage, who was I? I found myself through very negative self-talk and my perceptions of myself saying that if I'm no longer this guy, if I'm no longer the top dog, top king, I was nothing. I was nobody. I had no self-worth. I had nothing to give the world. And I found myself eventually to the point where I planned to end my life. It's a very long story, and I tell my story in my book. And that talk itself takes about an hour to share. And I'd love for you guys to get my book to kind of hear about how all that came to be. The point is that I came very, very close to leading my life because my entire belief system, my programming, my perception of myself, my perception of you, the perception of the world, the perception of my worth was an absolute zero bankrupt. There was no more things to fill in my hole. I was okay as long as I had things around that I could fill the hole. At least I could chase it, right? And I could get it about halfway full. Okay, I can live. I'm okay. And then all of a sudden, put some more stuff in there. Okay, am I okay? Am I cool? Do I look good? Okay. Okay, good. I got autograph. Okay. Well, as soon as it got quiet, it absolutely went empty and absolute dry as a bone. Nothing more to fill. The hope was gone. There was no reason to live. And I could not stop looking in the past. I could not stop looking in the rearview mirror. I could not turn and look through the windshield because there was no future ahead of me. There was nothing but behind my rearview mirror, and my rearview mirror was black. Until, of course, that ultimate day came where I decided to take action. In my book, I talk about there was a huge intervention that happened in the middle of Kansas through a series of highway, state patrol, police, parents. It was a real-life Thelma and Louise situation. If you guys seen that movie, I was being chased down on the highways and finally caught up to in a huge intervention. So I had to make a decision. I either changed my entire way of life, my entire belief systems, my entire programmings. Everything must change the way I am going to live in this world, or it's time to shut the lights out. Well, because of the love of my mother and the look in her eyes, I said, okay, I'll go back to Colorado, go back to the world, and I will try to live differently. And through a whole series of events, my new life began, and the whole process began. Now, obviously, because of that, I became a searcher, right? I was a genius up to that point. I had it all figured out. As long as I do X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C, X, Y, Z, as long as I do these things, I'll be successful. You'll like me. I'm a good guy. Everybody wants to be around me. I'm okay. I have self-worth. I got it all figured out. I'm a guy. To the point where I better learn to live a whole different way. Now, I became a searcher, a seeker. What separates people, period? Why is it that two people can have the same exact experience and one thrives and one dives? There is an African American lady who comes to my mind. At age 12, she becomes pregnant through abuse, through incest, horrible events, drugs, miscarriages. You think this kind of a woman would never have a life. All these girls have the same experience in the so-called ghetto. And how in the world can a girl, 12 years old, overcome extreme pain and darkness to become one of the most famous, well-loved, wealthiest women in the world, named Oprah Winfrey? How can Oprah Winfrey become her when that same 12, 13-year-old neighbor of hers had the same experience, gets hooked on drugs and commits suicide at age 15? What separates those two people? What separates another former Mr. Colorado that after he retires, he steps off the stage, he goes on and has a normal, balanced, healthy business, kids, family, loving, happy life? I didn't. What separates me from him? What separates you from her? What separates us? Why is it some people thrive, some people dive? My conclusion right now, it all goes to our belief systems and our perceptions. What do I perceive as good and bad? How does perceptions turn into beliefs? And then beliefs drives action. Right there on your sheet, I kind of break down a little bit of the definition. Okay? We go into our beliefs are what drives our actions. So if beliefs that we have drives our actions, how is that birthed into us? This is my perception of what this is all about. Every result, everything we do stems from a thought. The very first thought we have in our mind will then lead to a feeling. A feeling then leads into a perception. I perceive this because I feel this. From perception, we go into action. I'm going to act on my perception. And then, of course, from that action, we go into a result. However we act, there's our result. Right? So what defines us? What defines us is our actions. Right? What defines us as human beings on the planet isn't necessarily our words. It's our actions that defines us in the world. And our actions what really leads to results. So if this whole thing is how belief systems are created, why did I fall? Where are my thoughts? My thoughts led into my perceptions. My thoughts were, well, I'm no longer the guy. I am going to choose to make a belief out of this perception I have that I perceive that I am worthless. I perceive that there's nothing better for me. My better days are behind me. There is no way that my life can get any better than being the Mr. Colorado. How can I ever get better? From being famous in my world, from being the guy. There's nothing left for me. Life can't get any better than that. So I decided to label a belief on that perception. Whereas another former Mr. Colorado, very next year, he lived that life. He was nationally ranked. He was the guy, magazines. He's fine today. He decided to put a different perception belief into what that meant. Did it for a while. It was fun. Not who I am. Doesn't define me. It was great. I'm defined by this over here. I didn't have that. There was nothing labeled to me. There was nothing to define me other than what I looked like and my title that was in front of you. Does that make sense? How that separates people? And it all stems from the very first initial thought. Good news, I believe. Good news is that we can control a thought. We wake up in the morning, another day at work, hate my job. Oh, my family's driving me crazy. I got bills everywhere. Man, life is just brutal. Ooh, rewind. It's a great day to be alive. Better than alternative. I'll take this day. I'll choose this over death. It's a good day to be alive. Sunny day outside. I'm going to eat today. I'm going to have shelter today. I got transportation to work today. I have a job today. I have a family today. A lot of people don't have that. That's a free will choice to start your day of what thought you choose to bring in. Guys, we can control this. I can control what I choose my thought to be. And then right here in my formula, it'll lead all the way to what action I take that day, stemming from all the way to the very first thought. Now that can lead into all kinds of scenarios. You know, when things pop up in the day, get a call from the boss, get a call from the school, got to pick up your kid, they're throwing up, and now you missed out on some big corporate meeting that may give you a promotion. I mean, life happens, it's everywhere. So these tools is what I'm talking about. These are the types of tools I had to learn to live a different life so I wouldn't end my life. Right above that, think about what you're thinking about. Can you say that again? Think about what you're thinking about. So you go about my day, and I'm all wrapped up. I'm all angry and frustrated, resentful, whatever things happened, and then somehow I'm just in this place. Kent, what are you thinking about, man? You're all in this frustrating, dark, angry, depressed, whatever state. Take a step back. Where are your thoughts? Pause a minute. Think about what you're thinking about. Revert back and change and reboot that first thought. Just a tool. Just a tool. Think about what you're thinking about. What are your triggers? What are your triggers? We all have different ones. What if the beast within us is an eating problem? Maybe we fall short and go into stress eating, emotional eating, and maybe the whole eating is our trigger. We talked about that last seminar, about all those kind of components. Maybe it's something different. Maybe it's other types of bad behavior. Maybe it's something with your spouse or your children or your boss or some trigger. Maybe you go into bad behavior when something happens. Maybe it's traffic. It could be a million things that could be a trigger that leads into negative thoughts, is my point. It's all about controlling the thoughts. That's personal power. So it's just a thought I thought I'd put in tonight, just to think about what might be your trigger points. What we focus on becomes bigger. What we focus on becomes bigger. Guys, I can't tell you how a great tool that is in my life when I came back into the world to live differently. I can choose to think about my problems, or I can choose to focus on the solutions. And when I get dark and I have frustrating days, which of course I do. Of course I have tough times, dark weeks, dark days, frustration. I'm a human being. I will tell you though, by learning these processes, I can get out of it faster. I can go into a different place quicker now, rather than staying in that place. You guys have all been around me somewhat. I'm a pretty happy guy, right? I think. Right? You guys have been, I'm right, Leslie, right? You don't normally come around me each day in the studio and I'm right? Right? So I'm happy to say that these tools can work. And when it comes to the thing I just talked about, when problems come into my life, I'm programmed now to look at them now. Look at the problem. I'm going to focus on this for a minute. I got to identify it. Okay, got it. Let me switch as fast as I can over into the absolute solution. And my whole world now becomes a solution. and I'm only going to focus on the possibilities of this getting better and killing this problem. That is a great place to move into a positive state. But most people just think about the problem. And I'm telling you, whatever you focus on, that becomes bigger in your life. Does that make sense? So I want to challenge you in times that you're getting real frustrated or angry, go ahead and pause and redirect yourself into the solution, not the problem. That's why I put that in tonight. Kind of a thought. Let me move right on into the 7 steps I took. The 7 steps to personal power. I broke it down to 7 steps because, again, I list out them in great detail in my book. I published these steps in local newspapers and magazines over the years. People seem to really grasp on and relate to them, and it's helping people, and I've been asked to publish it numerous times, and so that's when I finally put it into my book. I go into it in great more detail, but tonight I kind of want to recap on it to really kind of plant some seeds and help you to kind of navigate through where you're at to hopefully gain your own personal power. Step 1. Desperation. And I call it the gift of desperation. So how can desperation be a gift? That's an oxymoron. I'm desperate. I'm at the place of desperation. How can that be a gift? So I kind of put a definition. Again, these are my definitions, guys. This is not in the dictionary. You're not going to look them up, cross-reference, and say, "What's wrong, man? That's not what desperation means. That's not what acceptance means." Guys, this is how I see it and what's helped me to get to a different level. I say, when the pain of self is greater than the pain of change. When the pain of self is greater than the pain of change. So how, again, do some people change and some people don't change? We went back to what separates people from perceptions. Why some people thrive, why some people dive. In this case, I believe it's a gift. When I get to a place that my current state is more painful than the process to go through a change. Because what is the number one motivation to get people to move to one place to another? Pain. There is gifts in pain. It is instinctual for all of us to run from pain and run to pleasure. It's instinctual. But by doing so, no change can occur. It's my belief that pain is a necessary fuel and a key to unlock change. And that's kind of what I mean here, is that no pain, no change. Step 2, acceptance. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with people over the years in the industry of health and fitness. And we would start the coaching process, the nutrition process, and I'm just going through the hard time. I feel horrible about myself. I can't stand being overweight. I can't stand these clothes anymore and the way I feel, and I'm so insecure, and I just hate myself and all this, and I just deny it. I can't believe it because my neighbors, I have my neighbor Kent, and she is this big, and she eats the same things I eat at all of our block parties and barbecues. And she is thin as a rail, and I just hate that. I eat the same thing, and I keep gaining, about 5-10 pounds a year. No, I'm not. No, that's not fair. Not fair. Boom, boom. All right, it's like hitting your head up against the wall, and we go through the whole process. Here's the entire plan. This is the processes. None of it worked for her at the time. True story. I'm not making this up. Until she went into the place of acceptance. Okay, this is me. This is the way I'm made. This is the way God made me. This is the parents I had. This is the metabolism I have. I have a whole different body type than her. We are made differently. She is this way, I am this way, and it's okay, and I accept the way I am. I'm not going to fight and resent her and resent the fact that I can't eat what she eats, and I'm just in this dark place. Okay, I accept I am the way I am. Now give me a plan to help me be the best I can be. Thank you. Let's call her Mrs. Jones. Thank you, Mrs. Jones. Let's go ahead and be your own inner champion. Boom, she got great results. Now, This was about a 5 or 6 month process. This wasn't one conversation. We had to go round and round and round for months until finally she grasped the message and that nothing was going to happen until she went to a place of acceptance. What was my case? Why did I put this down for me? I had to move into a place of acceptance that I was never going to be this guy again. I was never going to be the top guy in bodybuilding. And that's okay. And there is a better life out there than this superficial, hollow, painful life I had. I had to go into a place of acceptance. Very powerful for me and powerful for us all to accept the place that we're in, is the point. My definition, the ability to have self-approval of one's current state. I'm okay. I approve of me being here now. That's my definition of that. No self-pity. We cannot have self-pity in this step. That's why acceptance goes into a place that I am not going to feel sorry for myself, and that's why it goes into self-approval. And then that, obviously, I talked about focus on the future, not the past. And that's what took me down. I could not focus on what was ahead of me because there is no head, there was no windshield, there was only the rearview mirror of what was behind. I could not focus on the future. So I want to encourage in a place of acceptance to move into a place of acceptance and look towards the future. Step 3, surrender. What's the definition of surrender? Why is it in step 3? Why is it a step? For me, I had to be willing to follow another way of life. I had to be willing to change. So what does that look like? For me, I had to go to very high mentors. Come life mentors, spiritual mentors. I have business mentors. I have mentors in every category today. I have some very, very amazing, amazing men in my life that God has blessed me with in mentoring. But I have now learned to surrender to a way and maybe a higher level of wisdom and be humble in that step. Maybe it relates into the world of health and fitness. You guys are all in health and fitness. That's kind of why you're interested and you're here. So what does it mean to surrender, to say, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing. You know what? I don't know quite what to eat. I really don't know quite how to exercise properly and get the results and how to break through my barriers and stop my eating at night and my emotional stress and all that. It's a part of surrendering to a different way and successful way of the model. In this case, it might go all the way into something like our personal power programs, for example. So it's just a part of the step of change of personal power to surrender to a higher level or a more wise way that the goal that you're trying to achieve. Step 4, goal setting. Goal setting, the process of identifying the steps for a life change with a timeline. There's got to be a timeline involved to achieve the goal. Here, there's no maintaining in our lives. There's no maintaining. We are all either thriving or we're diving. So many people say, how you doing? I'm fine. I'm doing good. Same. Everything's the same. Everything's the same. I'm good. I'm just idling. That is actually a lie in the area of health, fitness, conditioning, spiritual, finance, whatever it is. I believe there's no such thing as maintaining. I believe that we're all going up or we're all going down. Granted, it might be very, very slow. It may be hard to see. It's not like we're doing this or this, but we're all going somewhat up or somewhere down in all areas of our lives. Try to grasp into a goal, absolute goal setting, and whatever that vision is in your mind, and set that specific goal with a timeline connected. In my experience, I can't say, my goal is to get out of debt. Okay, cool. By when? Changes everything. When is that goal? My goal is to lose 30 pounds. Cool. When? By when? I'll get back with you on that. Without connecting a timeline to the goal, in my view, the goal is worthless. The goal is worthless. Step 5. Knowledge with action is power. You've all heard knowledge is power. I don't believe knowledge is power. I don't. Knowledge is great. Helps a lot. But without action, it doesn't lead to power or change. Knowledge with action is power. My definition, the acquired know-how to proceed to achieve the goal with movement. With movement. Don't let circumstances dictate those actions. What does all this mean? If there's a game plan, let's say in the world of health and fitness, there's a whole game plan here. There's your nutrition, there is your training, there is your coaching, there's your follow-ups. Everything's in place. That is the knowledge, that is the action. Everything's in place. Knowledge has been given to you. You move into a place of action. You commit to that with goals and timelines. Results will come. So many people have acquired all of that. They don't follow through because they let circumstances dictate their action. Quick example. I had a roommate down in Castle Rock about 3 years ago. He's mid-40s, single, girlfriend, having some real financial problems. Okay, real financial problems. He was in real estate, everyone knows. There's no more loans, there's no more mortgages, there's no more deals. He was not happy. And he's about to lose this huge monster house on the golf course, awesome. And so I granted, things were tough. He was probably 50 pounds overweight. Quite the stomach, and he just talked day and day. He couldn't get off the couch. He stopped acting. He went into that, and he saw me doing my thing in and out and everything else and doing all the training and doing all the things. He's like, man, I'm going to go do that, man. I'm going to go training. I'm going to feel better. I am going to go take care of myself. I've got to go do that. As soon as this gets better, as soon as I make some more money, as soon as I can get that deal, as soon as I can make some points, as soon as I can, get back on top and not get out of debt, I'm going to go exercise. Let's call him Rob. It's not his name. Rob, my roommate, I care about you, man. Do you know how insane that sounds? I'm going to wait until life gets better before I can go feel better. Do you realize if you flip that around to the exact opposite, let's go physically feel better, most likely life will get better because your actions and the results will change. Because the biochemistries and pleasure symptoms in your brains, you're more creative, you're more active. It's a biological fact that exercising yourself changes your entire biochemistry and you are more productive and more successful in your life. Fact, not my opinion. And I share with him, I coach him. I say, I know, Ken, you're right. You're right, but as soon as I get, you're right, but I just got to wait. We went round and round and round. And now it's been about 4 years, and he's still in this circle and loop because he just doesn't get it. And he's still in that place. He's still unhappy, still tired, still doesn't feel good. Still not making money, still broke, still unhealthy, still unfit. Hasn't changed. But you see the point that if you reverse the process, you don't let circumstances dictate action. You act in spite of emotion and life circumstances, good or bad. Does that make sense? Okay, step 6. Step 6 is where I want to get back to the first thing I asked you guys to do. You guys went to a place of visualizing what you believe. Hopefully you found that you identified it here by closing your eyes and you just saw yourself that if I had this in my life, I would feel better or feel more empowered or free in my life. Okay, we did that. That's a part of visualization. And that's in step 6 is visualization, power of the mind. Do all you guys still have that thing in your mind? I hope you identified that. Okay, we're going to do something together now. And I'm going to share this with you because this was a huge tool that changed my life. And I still do it today. And what we're about to do help this place come to be. And we're going to sit down. We're going to close our eyes. I'm going to sit down with you. Do you guys get that? You guys are already sitting. Okay, you guys are in that mode. Okay, I can appreciate that. And I want you to envision that place that we identified first of what you believe is going to bring you that happiness. Okay? Let's walk it through together. So please, everyone, just take a real deep breath. Let it out. Go back to that place. Go back to the vision that you had, that you believe would bring you a higher place of happiness, joy, peace, or freedom in your life. Get that back into your absolute vision and zero in on that. If only you had that, things would be different. Now, put yourself in the place that it happens. It worked. It's there. You have it. It's upon you. It's in you. It's within. Is it in a place of relationships? Is it in a place of finances? Is it in a place of health, fitness? Is it in a place of overcoming pain and bondage and betrayal? What is it? And it happens. And you're there. What does it look like? Look around you. What do you see? What do you smell? Can you touch it? It worked. Yes. You have it. Your dreams come true. Joy is within you. You have peace. You're free. You're happy. It worked. Thank you. Open your eyes. What is that like? Put yourself in a place of act as if. Act as if it already has occurred in your life. Let me give you an example. This place you're in. A year ago right now, construction began here. 1 year ago, August, this month. We so-called broke ground. This was nothing but cement walls. None of these walls were here. It was absolutely just call it a yellow shell. There was nothing here. It seemed like, how in the world is this going to work? How's the money going to be there? Guys, this was not cheap. This is a very expensive venture. You'd be surprised how much money it took. How many years I had to commit to this space. How much I'm committed to this place. And I'm risking everything for it. My whole life work is here. And there's nothing here yet. And I'm by myself. Everything that you see here, I picked out every single element here. Every light bulb, every color, every tile, everything that you see here, I had to go out and bring. I'm not an interior decorator. I have no experience in this. How in the world am I going to do this? I was taught by my mentors early on. Can't you close your eyes and you envision it all? Can't you walk in the door to your own facility that you've dreamt about and you see it? What does it look like? What are you standing on? What do you see over to your right? What does the ceiling look like? How does it smell? What's the sounds? Who are the people? Who's your team? Embrace the success. Embrace the message you're going to have. See it. Believe it. Live in it. Be it. And act as if it's already happened. In absolute faith. And that's what I did here. And that's where I strive to live each day when I'm going for something. And my own goal. Right now I'm working on 4 national deals. Monsters. Monster deals. Could be world-changing, literally, deals. Who am I to try something like that? I have to go back to my tools. I have to go back to all these tools and embrace it all to move forward so I can keep moving forward in personal power. Guys, the power of visualization is everything. You've got to believe it before it can happen to you. You have to make the choice that it will happen, it can happen, and thank you, God, that it is going to happen. Now I'm going to move forward as if it's already happened. It's huge power. In my life, it's personal power. The last step, accountability and commitment. Accountability and commitment. In my experience, you have all these things in place, steps 1 through 6. Without being accountable to one another or accountable to some mentor element. Could be a neighbor. Could be a cardio buddy. Could be anybody that you commit to and say, Heather, I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to go jogging with you 30 minutes every morning. And I commit to you. Okay, Ken, you too. I'll meet you by the stop sign, 6 a.m. There's power in this. There's power in that. That's commitment and accountability to one another. That seems so simple. We human beings are wired to have that. We have got to be accountable to one another within commitment. Agreed? And it can be in any area of life. It could be a financial advisor. Man, my financials are all screwed up, and I've got to get myself on a plan. Get somebody in that area of field and commit to them, be accountable to them. I'll go back to my example. I have about 3 or 4 different mentors in my life, and their expertise is in different areas. Okay? One man is worth billions of dollars in business. Billions. I won't say his name because you guys will know who he is. Well, I go to him for business. I don't really go to him for my spiritual guidance. I go to somebody over here who's a spiritual giant. Doesn't know much about business. It's not his thing. Not striving to be a billionaire. God bless him. But think that he's in my life. There could be financial people, spiritual people. It could be fitness people. It could be anything that you're striving to obtain in your life through your goal system, through what your vision is. I would advise you and myself to seek out higher place of knowledge and wisdom to obtain them in your life to help you be accountable to a game plan. Of course, what we do here is areas of health and fitness and nutrition. We will hold you accountable. We will be the coaches. We have the wisdom, the knowledge, and 20 years experience of success. That's what we do here. So I think you're in good hands in that department here. But maybe something else in your life that you want to strive to be striving in that. I would encourage you to seek out those people, to get a game plan and to be accountable into your own commitments. It's a pretty heavy topic. It's a pretty heavy topic. And it was supposed to be. And they're all not going to be like this. We're going to rotate topics on a regular basis. The next one's going to be September 30th. As you can see right here, goal setting and finding your purpose. Goal setting and setting your purpose. What is your purpose? And we're going more into that topic. For this discussion, it's really about me sharing my experience, strength, and hope. It's my experience of what happened to me, because that's what I bring to the table, guys. You know, I'm not saying I have all the answers, but guys, this is what took me from being to the very top to the very bottom, to wanting to check out, to living a pretty good darn life today, with a pretty bright future. It didn't happen. I didn't do this. Kent Paul doesn't have the power to do that. God, with these tools and all the things that are required into me, I'm very blessed. Those are the things that are driving that point. Because I know where I go. I go to my dark place because I, deep down, I have been made from a mold of hollowness and shallow. But by obtaining all these things, I live a very full, fulfilled, solid life. And I am breaking out of that broken place to daily reprieve, through constant work, constant focus. These steps, guys, are just like fitness. You can't become fit and have that fit body that you want and say, good, I'm done, I don't do that anymore. I got it. You'll say, okay, let me go do something else. You have to constantly condition that place as a lifestyle of being health and fitness to maintain that. You have to maintain the condition. These steps for me, and I believe for all human beings, is the same process of daily conditioning. As things crop up, we can go to our tools and keep striving up and up and up and up. But it's a constant awareness. And that's what I wanted to share tonight of what those are for me, in hopes that maybe something sparked tonight and you can take this list with you and maybe it can help your journey. And I want us to challenge us all to strive to be our own life champion in our own lives, and to always rise above